hit the bottom of the hour. My name is Fred Holmes. I'm a independent distributor with ZG International. It's my privilege to welcome you this evening to our product focus call. We call it Street Talk with Russ Bianchi. Russ Bianchi is the formulator of each products. We have a very special call this evening. We're going to be joined by Pat Anderson, Diamond Elite in our company's compensation plan. She brings, several decades of experience in the health and wellness industries to our company. We're also going to have a very special guest, Dr. Maureen Ziegler out of Indiana. Always one of our most sought-after speakers on nutrition and certainly the Moringa products. The call this evening is really focused on those of you that have been invited to learn more about our products. Perhaps one of our distributors, a friend or a family member, maybe a coworker, has been sharing some information with you. And that's where our focus is this evening, is to share with you the information of the powerful nutritional products based on the Moringa oleifera tree. ZG International is bringing, to North America and now many countries throughout the world. And in just a moment, I'm going to turn this call over to Pat Anderson, and she's going to be interviewing our two special guests this evening. What I want to do, especially for those of you that have just been invited to hear about our company, our product, I would take just kind of a moment and kind of share with you how we got to be here to the first place. See, our company was founded by a gentleman by the name of Ken Brailsford. Now, you may not recognize Ken's name, but you'll recognize some of the companies that he has developed. Ken is an icon in both the nutritional and direct marketing industries. Ken and his siblings were the founders of Nature's Sunshine back in the 70s. Nature's Sunshine probably will be recognizable to many of you. This company has gone for the last almost 40 years now to become a giant, $1 billion legacy company in the nutritional and network marketing industry. Ken went on in the 80s to become the founder of Enrich International, another one of our industry's top flight companies, almost 30 years now in business. Ken had long since retired from his last project and was introduced to our core product, the Moringa oleifera tree, through a short video that aired on the Discovery Channel a few years ago. This Discovery Channel documentary introduced us to a botanical, a tree, if you will, by the name of Moringa oleifera. And really, pretty much unheard of in the Western world. So what we learned was that just a very small quantity of the powdered leaf of this tree was being able to reverse childhood starvation in as little as 2 weeks. And what was phenomenal is this was doing so not only much more rapidly, more efficaciously than some of the finest, medicines and nutritional supplements known in the Western world. It was doing it much more economically. Well, since the original airing of that documentary, we've had a truly unbelievable third-party validation of the power of this tree. Today, there's over 200 worldwide humanitarian organizations that endorse this botanically. We've got countless studies by prestigious North American medical schools promoting the nutrient powers of this product. You can literally do your own research by simply going to the government's website called PubMed.gov, where you'll find a repository of hundreds of Western medical studies further attesting to the power of this Moringa tree. Now, we were very fortunate a few years ago, a videotaped copy of that original documentary from the Discovery Channel was forwarded to Ken Brailsford, probably one of the very few people in the entire world that would have been able to watch that documentary and recognize what could be done if this product could be brought in a form that was palatable to the Western world. And Ken committed to bringing this product to market, to come out of retirement. What he saw was an opportunity to do more good for mankind with a single botanical than he had done with perhaps the hundreds upon hundreds of other products from his previous two companies. And we were more fortunate that Ken had the reputation, the credibility in the industry, along with the financial resources, to attract some of the top scientific minds in the formulation industry. And specifically, I'm talking about our product formulator, Dr. Russ Bianchi, arguably one of the top food formulators in the world. We launched our company just over 6 years ago with our original product, our Moringa drink, so that the Western world could consume the nutrient power of the moringa tree in a great tasting beverage and do it on a daily basis. And that was the foundation and the launch of today, Siege International. We are now 6 years in business. We've expanded our product line to include several different divisions now. And tonight, our real focus is going to be on sharing information of what our products are doing and how they're doing it to help benefit so many people worldwide. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn the call over to Pat Anderson. As I said earlier, Pat Anderson is one of our company's top distributors. She's achieved the position of Diamond Elite in our compensation plan. But more importantly, she has built an incredibly significant business now internationally because of the power of this product. And Pat, I'm very excited for tonight's call. Always exciting when we've got Russ Bianchi sharing from his perspective as the formulator, but also to have Dr. Noreen Ziegler joining us, a practitioner in the field, providing our products for our customers. I'm going to hand the call over to you, Pat, and I'm looking forward to hearing our two guest speakers tonight. And Pat, one more call. You may want to, unmute your line.
I did. I just did. I unmuted. I just kept my finger over the mute. Oh, it's one of those days, guys, and we all have them. Hey, welcome all the guests. We are in for a treat tonight. In the olden days, I'm going to put it like I've been with the company now over 5 years now. Dr. Ziegler used to join me different weeks for the product call, and we always had such a great time, so I'm really excited about having her and Russ together on the line. It's definitely like the old days, but what's different is the amount of beeps that are on the line right now. We used to be lucky to have 50, 60 people on the call, and now we're getting in 500 and up on the call every week, and it's just amazing how the company is growing so fast. So without further ado, Russ, how are you tonight? Okay. That's what I was afraid of. I didn't hear Russ announce himself. So, you know what? He was traveling. So I told Noreen earlier, I said, might just be the two of us. He mustn't have been able to get on the plane. So I'm going to introduce Noreen. So Noreen has been a friend of mine for quite a while. She actually was a rep of mine for a company that I manufacture products. And so we got to know each other. And when I came across the Moringa product, of course, I was going to share with her. So she has such a unique practice. She is both a veterinarian and a human nutritionalist. So Noreen, welcome to the call. Thank you, Pat. It's a pleasure to be here. So we have our fun night tonight, and share with everybody because they don't get to hear you that often on the calls, and so I'm just really pleased with it. As I just said, you have a very unique practice. Mm-hmm. So tell us about it, and I really want to go why you even looked at what I had to offer for CJ.
Well, I've been a veterinarian for 20 years and became a certified nutritional counselor to work directly with people approximately 7 years ago. And so, yeah, it's a pretty unique practice, that's for sure. I love it. I love the variety. I love the freedom of being able to investigate what I think I need to investigate to help people and animals, and to be my own boss and to follow my own judgment. And that's where you came in. I had trusted you in earlier days, as you said, with products and things, and when you mentioned to me about Moringa, I had certainly never heard of it, and that was almost 5 years ago now, over 4.5 years ago, and I had a busy practice. I was too busy to look at it, and I put it off for about 3 months, and you were persistent. And then the last, the main issue, Pat, was to see the improvement in your health in that 3-month time period. That's when I knew I had to do some homework on Moringa.
Mm-hmm. Well, we both know it sure changed my life.
Yeah.
And it changed your life too, but in your health.
Sure. Yeah. I had overcome a lot of chronic problems. That was why I I got so interested in nutrition. As a busy veterinarian, my health was terrible, and I knew the success one could have with whole food nutrition, and I decided to base a good part of my career and go back to school to be able to share that with other people. But, you know, it involved the $500 juicer, the organic produce a couple times a day, handfuls of whole food supplements, or drinks that didn't taste good, and kind of complicated protocols for myself and for my clients. And, but, you know, I was happy with the results. But what Zija brought to me, you know, once I learned and had confidence and was amazed at what moringa was, then I researched Zija International, because that's just part of my job as a professional to make sure I know who's behind the label. And I went to Utah and met Mr. Brailsford and Rod Larson and Russ Bianchi and Monica Marcoux, the author of, you know, our Miracle Tree book. So it gave me the confidence to put it into my professional office. And what it meant to me personally for my health, I was already hooked by that point. I knew personally I was going to, and my husband, that we were going to drink it forever. And it was just a matter of doing my homework so that I could professionally present it in my practice. And I have done so now for 4.5 years, and it has, you know, the Zija products have become foundation in both of my practices.
Well, and you just said something really important, because there's a lot of people on the line that, you know, they're taking their supplements and they're buying good ones. But you know what my problem was, and I knew better, is I would go out to your practice and I would pick up my supplements and I'd be very good for a week, and then I'd go, oh, I can't take one more pill. And actually, I'm still finding them hidden where I place them so that I didn't have to take them. And, you know, I checked them all out. I was not compliant with the amount of pills that I needed to take, you know, on a daily basis.
Yeah. Well, and compliance is a big thing. People often reach the point where they want to improve their health. They've done their homework on nutrition. They read every day a new article, a new study, and it's so complicated with you know, controversial reports, and it's such a you know, it's such a complicated situation. And yeah, you know, it was a compliance thing. People didn't like the taste of the things I was suggesting, and it was very expensive. And so to be able to enjoy consuming Smart Mix or Super Mix or XM Plus on a regular basis has just been amazing, and it has allowed people to simplify their protocols. I do add vitamin D3 to nearly every protocol. That seems to be the only thing I find that the moringa is a little bit slight on for our needs in this part of the world. So then, you know, there may be things that we kind of adjust and add to as a professional in that office. But in general, what I've enjoyed, Pat, is that if someone can't get to my office, and as you know, I have people all over the country and into Canada, and I can advise, God, it is such a blessing to be able to just suggest starting Zija Super Mix or Smart Mix, and know that I'm helping a multitude of situations, and that body's going to start consuming that core nutrition that it needs. And they don't have to come to my office. I can make leaps and bounds in helping them. It's amazing how, you know, I'll get an email then from someone I've never even met in person, and we've done a phone consult. They started the products, and, you know, they'll say, gosh, well, how is it one product, and I have more energy during the day. I'm not, you know, just hitting bottom at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, yet I'm sleeping better at night, and it's only been 3 weeks. And that's the kind of stuff that we see, is just the simplicity and the broad-based nutrition that is so absorbable. It's just phenomenal what you know, Mr. Brailsford has brought to us, and Russ has been able to perfect.
So you hit the nail on the head there. There's so much in the moringa tree. So let's talk about that, because I know when you started researching it, like myself, we were just blown away with the amount of nutrients that are in this product.
Well, I think I thought it was too good to be true. I just did not think that was even likely. I couldn't believe it. There had to be, it just couldn't be true. And you know what? It is. It truly is. The moringa tree is just amazing, and what we find now is that Russ's formulation of the moringa tree far surpasses if you had the tree and you were eating it every day. You couldn't get the amount of nutrition that he's been able to condense in an easy, serving every day. So yeah, you no longer have to take the extra fish oil capsules and the vitamin E capsules, and oh gosh, I think I need B vitamins, and I need, and then I've got all these anti-inflammatory herbs, one thing after another. We cover all of that with the moringa.
Like over 92 nutrients.
Yeah.
And that's really important. And the amount of antioxidants, 46 antioxidants, the 36 anti-inflammatories. As you just said, the omega-3, 6, and 9. But, what's really becoming prevalent right now is all the amino acids. All the athletes that are coming on board with our company are loving that part of it. And then, of course, the vitamin and minerals. But let's just talk about the amino acids.
Sure.
Why is that so important?
Well, amino acids are the building blocks of proteins, and that's required for your body to rebuild or to grow and to recover. And what's unique about our product is it's a very, I don't want to get too tough, but it's short chain molecules of the amino acids in the right sequencing, the right order. So you can read all kinds of confusing things that we'll talk about amino acids, but what's very unique about ours is the efficiency and the absorbability of our amino acids. And so that's far different than a big description and just, lots and lots of protein amino acids. It has to do with the form of those, and that's what's very unique with our product and makes it so absorbable that I love this product for those, especially those individuals who have digestive problems and have a hard time efficiently breaking down proteins into the amino acids to reabsorb and then to start to use. This is ready to absorb into their bloodstream within 15 to 20 minutes. And it's very easy. There's no burden of digestion when they're consuming this. So immediately they start to heal that digestive tract and utilize those amino acids and all the vitamins and minerals.
Well, I know when we went to the convention, however many years ago it was, and they announced the weight management system, both of us were quite excited about it. You've had great results and, clients, etc. So let's just talk about, it's a system, right? We need to do all the components to get the best results.
Absolutely. The foundation is the moringa, so that would be the Smart Mix or the Super Mix, every day, everybody. And if there's an individual who, but you remember, when we just had that, how many of us would, lost a few pounds, less cravings, better energy, and so you started to actually get a more normalized weight just by the Smart Mix. But for individuals who have a little higher need, then yeah, the weight management system. And it is a system. It starts with the very same moringa product, Smart Mix or Super Mix, then the XM AM capsule mid-morning. That's going to be a very efficient way to break down fat and also gives you energy. And boy, you just have a different attitude towards exercise and increased endurance. So that's a key part of the program. And then later in the afternoon or evening, sometimes twice a day, the XMPM, and depends on the individual. If someone has more of a adrenal stress situation and difficulty sleeping, hard time winding down, the nervous system is a little heightened, the XMPM is a fabulous product, also helping with blood glucose regulation. The different herbs in that are phenomenal when they're placed with moringa. And so that is a great product. And then, of course, the premium tea is absolutely critical in any weight program. And actually, anyone, even if you're not losing weight, I encourage people to do the premium tea at least twice a week. And if you're rapidly breaking down fat, you have a lot of toxins you need to get rid of. And that is going to that is why you're going to need the premium tea. It's a detox and intestinal cleanse formula. It's a fabulous formula that Mr. Brailsford, I'm just sure he was so excited to find that last ingredient that made it all happen, and that was the moringa. And so when he did that's a winner. And so a cup of tea at bedtime, some people every night if they're rapidly losing weight. So, of course, the Prime 90 is a great meal replacement, and certainly for the athletes after their workouts. So the whole system is I think, it is a system, like you said. You don't want to just take one capsule that you think sounds good and a quick shortcut. That's why we're in the situation we're in, of looking for shortcuts. And it really has to do with the nutrition.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and what we have is an organic whole food.
Yep, absolutely. It's not a supplement.
No. And then we have those people that they don't need to lose weight, but they want that extra energy in the daytime. So the XM3, XM Plus, why is that so good?
Well, it's a safe way to give your body that little bit of boost. We live in a really challenging world, and when you have you're just a little bit run down. It's a great one. Now there is caffeine in that product, and so but it's a natural caffeine, and there's so much. I learned so much from Russ Bianchi on that topic of the differences. Not all caffeines are created equally, and so we have a natural plant-based caffeine that it's a neurostimulant. It's been used for thousands of years when used with the right ingredients. And so it's a great way to give you that quick boost of energy for your workout, or to help suppress the appetite, or just get you through a real challenging time. Maybe you're on the middle of a long drive, and it's great. I have students that have taught me so much about the usefulness of XM Plus and XM3 in study. Prior to them studying. Now and you've heard of people taking other energy, quote unquote, energy, quick shortcuts to almost the energy drinks. That's a poor mental acuity level. They couldn't focus, and yet with our products, it's phenomenal. And so a lot of those students are using it, before exams, and it just helps so much with mental clarity and energy.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And then, of course, our skincare. Both of us love the skincare. And, when I look back at our pictures, from 5 years ago, all the team, there's a whole bunch on the line here. Everybody, they look like they haven't aged. Yeah. You're getting that pure nutrition on the inside. We're getting the moringa on the outside. And you can see a difference.
Yeah. Well, that's certainly the skin line is certainly your area of expertise, and I definitely jumped on board with you as soon as you presented that, and I learned about that. And I have never taken a focus of skincare products in my life, and yet I'm very, very drawn to this. And yeah, I think what we were typically seeing with all of us is an accelerated aging. And I think when you're putting the nutrition in your body and you're not harming your body with the chemical, topical skincare things, you will just see what your body truly is. We're not reversing anything. We are just really giving our body what it needs and slowing down that aging process. And honestly, Pat, there's no question in my mind that Dan and I, my husband and I both, feel better now in our early 50s than we ever have, honestly. And, I just couldn't imagine the way I felt in my 30s, that was going to be how it was as I got older. And seeing the importance of nutrition has certainly enhanced my life in a great way. And then the simplicity and the effectiveness far above those advanced protocols and juicers and everything. The Zeta line is just, in my mind, it's just phenomenal.
Excellent, excellent. Well, we have to switch the hat now.
Okay.
So let's get the veterinarian hat on.
Oh, okay.
You know how much I love it for my animals. Like, I just can't imagine not feeding this to my horses.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us something about the dogs.
It's the same with our dogs. Our dogs and cats, their food is, unless you've done your homework, it's probably bad. And they're not getting the nutrition they need. And so we see a lot of those chronic degenerative problems with our pets, just like we do with ourselves: arthritis, allergies, immune problems, digestive problems, cancer, diabetes. It's kind of crazy. And so, simply by adding the moringa, and I focus on the Smart Mix or the Super Mix, and you can add it simply to their food. I like to add some water with it. In critical cases, we will actually mix in water in a large syringe and squirt it in their mouth in cases where they are so ill that they're not eating. But yeah, it can be used absolutely on everybody. We have people who've used it regularly on exotic animals. So ferrets and birds and turtles, you name it. Anyone benefits from the nutrition of moringa, and especially the concentrated, simplistic form that Smart Mix is in.
Well, I'll tell you. And you know what was interesting? Because you told me to do this. I went from the Smart Mix to the Super Mix with my Great Dane.
Ah, sure.
And, you know, she's 11 years old. You know, that's pretty old for a dog.
Yeah, it sure is.
You know, and that's because of, I think, all the stuff that I do already. But you know what? We were getting just like an older person. It's hard to get up and, you know, when she's laying down, etc. Well, now, you know, she walks beside me as I take the golf cart out into the pasture to check on the horses, and she's with me. The Super Mix has just made such an amazing, you know.
Yeah, I encourage any of the people or animals that have hit a bit of a plateau on the Smart Mix. You know, you still have a little bit of aches and pains, or still kind of wondering if you couldn't be a little better. Definitely switch to the Super Mix.
It's excellent. Okay. Well, I know you are building a business, you know, throughout North America that is growing so fast. What have you got to say to a person that's just looking at what we have to offer?
Well, I think it's number one and obviously going to enhance your own health. And so why not consume the product on a regular basis, see how you feel. I encourage people, you know, to try it for 3 months, see how you feel. Keep track of that, chart it, and you know, see what you think. Now, I think most people see the vision. They hear people. There's a good history. There's a good, solid foundation now of the company. Many people know they're going to want to share it. And I you know, as focused, Pat, as I've been on the product, I now see the beauty of the business the last couple of years, and being able to contribute and share it with thousands of people is really a bonus. And you know, it's the same product, it's the same health benefits, whether I'm in my office talking with one individual for an hour or helping other people share it with others. So I really encourage whatever area you're interested in, I think you really come upon the right company. An ethical company. I continue to be amazed as we grow and learn. I'm continually impressed. And I think that whether it's just your own personal health or the interest in sharing it with lots and lots of people, I think you found the right company and the right product.
Well, I'm sure glad you really gave it a good look and decided to join me.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, thanks for being on the call tonight, Noreen. I really appreciate it, and I know Russ is going to appreciate that you were on with me.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Okay. And so, as Noreen just said, take a good look. Take a good look at what we have. You know what I really like? We got a 30-day guarantee on the product for unconditional guarantee, and then we have a 90% guarantee for 1 year. I don't know any other company that offers that. You know, and it's because of our integrity, you know, the company's integrity, and they really want this product to work for you. So, without further ado, I'm going to pass this back to Fred.
Okay, thank you so much, Pat. And Dr. Noreen, always exciting times when we can have the two of you on the call. Thank you so much for joining us and sharing your information. And ladies and gentlemen, there's two things we want to do in conclusion here. The first thing we want to do is we want to challenge you. If this is your first opportunity to hear about our products or learn more in depth, and you haven't had a chance to try our products, get back with the person that put you on this call tonight. Let them know you want to take advantage of that unconditional trial offer. Use it for 30 days. Decide for yourself why so many people are getting on our products and having so much great results. And then secondly, we know a number of you were invited also to learn more about the opportunities that exist from an income perspective as an independent ZJ International distributor. Tomorrow evening at this same time, we're going to have a special executive overview of the income opportunity with ZJ International. Our host tomorrow evening is going to be one of our fastest growing distributors, already achieving the emerald position in our compensation plan. Amy McKenzie out of Seattle, Washington. Certainly an opportunity to learn much more about creating from home long-term leveraged residual income. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and close out the call. One more thank you to Pat Anderson and Noreen Ziegler for the time you've spent with us sharing this information. We'll open up the lines, close out the call. Thank you for joining us. Everybody have a wonderful evening. The lines are open.
Thank you.